Hello there and welcome to a brand new episode of Business Africa. Coming up in the headlines, Equatorial Guinea extends oil exploration licenses and relaxes investment regulations in a bid to lure more investors. Analysts warn of world oil shortages and price hikes due to rising demands. And then Africa's hydrocarbon industry is expected to boom within the next 5 years, according to the 2020 report of the African Energy Chamber. Details coming up. Equatorial Guinea has announced a series of strategic measures to assist oil and gas exploration companies. The measures are expected to lessen the financial burden of these oil companies as the world battles COVID-19. Jean-David Mihamble and Eric Otain have the details.
Hard hit by the fall in crude oil prices, Equatorial Guinea has decided to extend the exploration licenses of oil companies operating in the country for 2 years. The objective, according to Minister of Mines and Hydrocarbons, Gabriel Mbanga Obianglima, is to lessen the financial burden of these oil firms, who are mostly American-owned. Malabo wants to attract more oil firms into the country. The last thing we want to avoid is to discourage companies from investing in the country, the minister added. Cosmos Energy, based in Dallas, will be able to analyze geological studies in 4 offshore exploration blocks to resume drilling. The same can be said for Valco Energy, based in Houston, and Oranto Atlas, an independent Nigerian company. AFDB has predicted a negative growth rate of 2.5% for Equatorial Guinea in 2020. The country's oil and gas sectors accounted for 95% of its exports in 2017, according to figures from the African Development Bank.
Well, let's explore these measures much further. And the Executive President of the African Chamber of Energy for the CEMAC region, Laurencio Amandazi, joins us now. Welcome to the program. Explain to us the program against COVID-19 and measures taken by the Minister of Mines and Hydrocarbons of Equatorial Guinea.
Yes, thank you very much. Last week, here in Equatorial Guinea, the Ministry of Mines and Hydrocarbons, they have taken some measures. They gave 2 years extensions on exploration projects, which, that is in line of what African Energy Chamber has been advocating for. Now, it's a good step in the right direction, but we believe that more can be done, not only by Equatorial Guinea, but by the countries in the region. That's why we invite and we want to really support other countries around the region to really be following Equatorial Guinea steps. This is a good signal that the big IOCs, big companies, and also local companies, they need to see that. They need to feel that governments are actually listening to them and are taking actions that are going to really help the industry as a whole. And I believe that Gabon, Cameroon, Congo, Central Africa Republic, and others, and Chad, they should follow, that lead. But again, we believe that this is the first step, but we are confident that more action will be taken by the countries in the region.
So what kind of policies do you think African governments should adopt to protect the oil and gas industry in these difficult times?
As you know, the world is going through some difficulties, caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. That's why we have put together 10 measures that we think, if adopted, will really help, the oil and gas industry in Africa. We believe that the state or African producing countries, they have to give extensions on projects that are still on exploration period. We have also thought that African countries, they should give some tax incentives to local companies. And when I say local companies, I mean by that about services companies that work with the major IOCs. The number 4 aspect that we believe that should be adopted by companies and by governments is the local content. But when we say local content, it has to be viewed on a local content, but based on regional vision or African vision.
The economic growth rate in the Central African region is considered to be the lowest, with barely 1.5%. In your opinion, what could be the cause of this?
In the CEMAC region, in our region, we have the CEMAC, which is an economic and political, group. We have been advancing more in the political aspect, but the economical side, we're still lacking, a better integration between our economies. That's number 1. Number 2 is that more of CEMAC countries, their economies depend on oil and gas. And as you know, oil and gas, you cannot control the price. So we are very vulnerable to external shocks that we are now facing. So now, when you might have a GDP per capita very high in the CEMAC region, but the growth of that GDP per capita is not that big because the economies are not diversified.
Thank you very much for your time and insight. That was the Executive President of the African Chamber of Energy for the CEMAC Zone, Lorenzo Amandazi, joining us from Malabo in Equatorial Guinea.
Thank you very much. Me too.
After the break, we will see the impact of this slowdown in oil production around the world. See you shortly.